Okay, so let's get into this training. It's actually really simple, and it's all about replenishing your reserve force and scheduling your life around what actually nourishes you, what renews you, what gives you energy, understanding when you're where you're depleting energy and what you get to do to keep yourself filled up so that you can have the capacity to sustain the life that you're living and actually enjoy it. It's like, what are the activities you're doing every day that are prosperous, and why you're choosing into those, and what are the activities you're doing in a day that are, you know, really not productive, not prosperous activities. So we're going to just break that down. And, it starts with just having a real sober look at your life, right? You have X amount of energy. That's the way the human body works. And the good thing about energy is that it's constantly renewable if we understand how it works. We have these amazing energy systems in the body. And if we understand how to renew them, and every one of us is kind of a little different. So it's just, again, looking at your life with a real sober view, like just really confronting yourself and looking at, okay, I've got X amount of energy, I've got X amount of time. Now, time is something that's going to tick by regardless. It's just, it is what it is. So we have X amount of time. So, what are you doing on a weekly, daily, hourly basis, minute to minute, to promote your growth and fulfillment? And what are you doing to obstruct your expansion? How much energy and time are you using, and for what? And that's really the key to this. This is what a schedule gets to look like. How is all of this working for you in terms of what you need to get done, confront, take care of, in order to feel and be successful today? If you know the energy that you require for output, right, to do all this stuff towards your life's aim, and account for it, then it's going to make you a very successful leader. The input, right, in this information age is so intense. It's so heavy. There's so much coming at us. So, you know, you, the ninja leader, is essentially able to organize that information, delete the things that are not relevant, utilize the good, and all within a millisecond. Boom, boom, boom. And some tools, some meditations like the addiction meditation and the intelligence meditation, that's corrective medicine. That's pure medicine to free yourself from those patterns that would have normally, gotten you hooked into the lethargy and the commotion of your emotions. That's really draining, right? That stuff starts to just slide off, and you notice when you aren't directing your attention, paying your attention, your energy toward those demoting habits and patterns and the commotion, you have more energy and more time. And all the time and energy you use to spend in anger and freak out and reaction is gone. That means you have a shit ton more energy for the constructive habits. So that's your daily overall intention, right? You have your intentions, what you'd like to accomplish each month and for the year, but your daily intention is building constructive patterns into your schedule so it's pragmatic, and removing the destructive ones. That's it. That's it. So one deeper thing here is also be aware, we all tend to have the one core demoting habit, right? And the spiritual teaching is great. It's like the one core bad habit has five sisters. And I love that because it's so true. And it's the example of, like, the person who is beating, let's say, a drug addiction. They have a drink. And it's like the second they have the drink, then it's like they're calling their drug dealer, right? That's kind of a drastic example, but that's what happens. We have this one kind of core demoting habit, and it usually leads to a cascade of other destructive patterns. So if we remove that one nucleic pattern, then all those sister habits will simply start to slide away. So you have so much more time to be in a constructive rhythm that is totally aligned with your life's aim, and you have the energy to actually like perform and carry out the output. So, you know, your opportunity here is, once you take a look soberly at, you know, where you're paying attention, what you're spending your energy on, then you can see, okay, are you refreshing and restoring your life force regularly so that you have the energy you require for that output, you know, while organizing and utilizing input with great speed and accuracy. Boom, right? Like you, at this point, you can effectively maneuver around the complex pressure that is upon us in this information age. You're no longer drowning in the input or the indecisiveness and the collective fear about this dystopian future where everything's going to run out, time, money, you know. It's just simply not penetrating your aura because you're strong. And let's break down and talk about indecisiveness here, right? That's a huge, huge, huge energy suck. And it also wastes a shit ton of time, right? Like, just look at your day. And that's the exercise, taking a sober look at your day and seeing where you're depleting energy. So it could simply be that decision in the morning of like, what am I going to wear? And you just kind of stand paralyzed in the closet. Or you notice you're hungry and you just can't decide what to eat, and then you're hungry and you're irritable and you don't know what to eat, and you waste all this time and your energy is depleted. And what's that doing for you, right? The thing is, you always have access to your intuitive wisdom. It's part of your um, makeup as a human. And when your pituitary and pineal glands are secreting rhythmically, secreting well, then your intuitive ability is really strong. So, what are you doing every day to support the proper secretion from those glands? Right? That's what you're showing up to replenish, restore, and nurture. And so there are many things that you can do for that, like pranayama, right? Breath work, like some physical exercise that could be in the form of a nature walk, cardiovascular exercise, yoga for sure, right? These practices help restore and also get the pituitary glands secreting all the hormones that renew and replenish every tissue of your body. You know, what do you do? Are you taking time during the day to just daydream, to imagine, to be expansive? Open up that pineal gland, get that DMT secreting, and again, massively renewing and restoring energy. It feels good because it is good. And meditation in and of itself is going to decalcify that pineal gland and get those feel good hormones secreting and those thousands of healing chemicals into the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, and regulating the body, replenishing the body. So those are just some examples of things that you can do to replenish, but you can do this, you can customize this. So right down to, you know, how you do get to nourish yourself. But let's talk about indecisiveness for a second, this huge energy suck, you know, and if you can't make a clear decision in that moment, right, then it's just not ready to be made. See, when your glands are secreting properly and your intuition is really strong, and you activate and integrate this into your life, you're just simply not indecisive anymore. You just know how to make decisions. It's all so easy. It's so easy. It's always in flow. It's always in rhythm. And if you can't make the clear decision, like I said, then it's not ready to be made. It's not ready to reveal itself yet. So move on, right? The answer will reveal itself when it's ready. patience pays. And so part of energy is about, do you have the energy to be patient when nothing is dropping in? Do nothing, right? And that comes back to self-trust. Self-trust happens when you first soberly confront what you are up to in your scene, in your daily life, your daily basis, and you see it for what it is. You start to trust yourself because you're like, oh, why would I do that? It sucks my energy. I could be doing this. And it becomes natural for you to listen to your intuition, because when you do, it feels good. And you're in this rhythmic and harmonious track with life because you're in this rhythmic, harmonious track inside your physiology, your body, and your endocrine glands, your nervous system, and then your energetic anatomy, your chakras, your entire 10 body system, the way you command the elements, right? So your relationship with the earth, with the air, with ether, with fire. I mean, these all can be restorative and replenishing, or they can be depleting if you're not able to take command of them. So you're going to do this exercise, and then we build the calendar from there. Super easy. Boom.